Kay slipped on her new bikini and spun around. Bought it just for the trip, she said. Damn, she looked 26, not 36. I let out a low whistle. Forget the pool, I said. Let's warm up the sheets instead. She laughed, gave my arm a slap. Is that all you think about? When it comes to you? Pretty much. I pulled her close. She smiled. Go check the boys. We gotta hit the pool before it's too late. On it. The suite was solid. 2 bedrooms, each with a bath, little kitchen, roomy spot in the middle. Cost a chunk, but worth it. Kids had their own room. Me and Kay took the other. I checked on them, all good, and we headed out. On the way, she was back on her phone. Find something? I asked. Nope, just updating the fam. Her folks were still in Pittsburgh. Mine were chillin' in Florida. We hit the pool, messed around with the kids for a bit. I got out first, dried off, sat beside her. Then this guy walks over, tall, clean cut, probably 30. Mind if I sit with y'all? He asked, already dropping into the chair next to Kay. Plenty of empty seats. The move felt off. He handed us a card, some account manager for a med supply company from Columbus. I looked at Kay. Isn't that one your clinic works with? She nodded. One of them. She asked him, you ever come to Pittsburgh? Every couple weeks, my route runs Columbus to Pittsburgh. I raised a brow. What brings you out here? Conference starts this weekend. I'm here all week. Said he lived in Zanesville. Wife, 2 daughters, all girls. Guess I only make girls, he joked. Kay laughed. Shane here only makes boys. Dan ended up hanging with us, played water volleyball with me and the boys. Seemed cool, nothing shady. Still, something about him bugged me. Later, we said goodbye. He said it was fun, hoped to bump into us again. Back at the room, Kay smirked. All girls. Maybe Dan's the guy who finally gets me that daughter I always wanted. I froze. The hell? She laughed. Kidding. I didn't laugh. Not funny. You asked me to get snipped after Robert. Don't mess around like that. I don't play with cheating. She raised her hands. Relax, babe. I'd never do that. I love you. I love you too, I said, but I meant every word. Don't cross that line. She got quiet. I swear, for a second, something flashed on her face. Guilt? Maybe I was overthinking. We hung out, put the kids down, got ready for bed. While I brushed my teeth, she said, I can't sleep. Mind if I go for a swim? You want me to come? She shook her head. Nah, someone's got to stay with the kids. I won't be long. Okay. She left. Our room looked down over the pool. I grabbed my camera. Loved filming her when she didn't know. She always looked her best when she wasn't posing. I zoomed in. She swam a few laps, climbed out, sat down. Then Dan showed up, still in his shorts and tee, sat right next to her. They started talking. I swear she looked up like she was checking the windows, couldn't see me. The glass was tinted, lights off. Then she leaned in. It looked like she kissed him. I zoomed harder, but they stood and walked off. I couldn't see where. Maybe she was coming back. Maybe. I turned the camera off, lay back on the bed, stared at the ceiling. Did that really just happen? Her phone was still on the dresser. I thought about checking it, but if I found nothing, I'd be the idiot. So I waited and waited, but she didn't come back. How long does it take to walk from the pool to the 3rd damn floor? 2 hours. That's how long she made me wait, pacing like a damn fool. When she finally walked into the bedroom, something was off. I could feel it before she even opened her mouth. She smelled weird, like Zex and sweat. Not booze or perfume. Just wrong. I didn't even look at her. Took you long enough, I muttered. Saw you dip out of the pool a while back. She tossed her purse on the chair like nothing happened. Dan came down. We grabbed some drinks, dinner. Lost track of time. I laughed, dry and sharp. Yeah, funny. You don't smell like gin or wine. You smell like bad decisions. She blinked. That flinch in her eyes told me everything. I bolted for the bathroom and locked the door just in time to hurl. Felt like I was puking up years. My marriage, my pride, everything. She tapped soft on the door like she gave a damn. Babe, you okay? Stomach's messed up, I croaked, wiping bile off my lips. I sat there, sweating and dizzy, asking myself the real crap. How long's she been creeping? Is this whole marriage just a lie? Hell, are the boys even mine? Another knock. What? I barked. You need a doctor? No, I'm good. Liar. I cleaned up, drowned the air in Lysol, then walked out. Couldn't even look at her. She stepped toward me, probably to fake some sympathy, and I shut that down with a wave. We laid in bed, backs turned. I didn't touch her, didn't say a word. I love you, She whispered like it meant something now. I stayed quiet. Good night, she added, voice cracking. She cried a little. I didn't give a damn. Saturday came, barely slept. Every second I did, I saw her and Dan tangled up, laughing while I stood there like a clown. I got up early, silent. I had one mission, take the boys to Disneyland like I promised. She wasn't stopping that. How you feeling? She asked as we got dressed. Better? I feel like crap. She hesitated. Maybe stay here today? I shot her a look. I gave my boys my word. Unlike some people, I keep mine. She looked down. Didn't argue. Downstairs at breakfast, she sat stiff beside me. And guess who waltzes in like he owns the damn table? Dan. Pulled up a chair, sat right between us. Morning. He grinned like a game show host. We're headed to Disneyland, Kay chirped, all smiles now. Oh, cool. Mind if I tag along? I nearly laughed in his face. What happened to your big fancy convention? He shrugged. All seminars today, nothing exciting. Then finally she spoke up. Shane wanted this to be a family thing. No crap. Dan nodded. Totally, I get it. Good, I said, voice ice cold. That's what today is, family time. Next time then, he said, still too damn friendly. Keep dreaming, buddy. We stood, and he did too. As we walked off, I caught something. A glance, a twitch. I swear he signaled her. Maybe call me later? Fool had no shame. On the bus, she turned to me, arms crossed. You were real cold to Dan. What's your deal? I looked at her hard. You want to talk deals? I could ask what kind of deal you were working last night. Wife. She flinched at that word like it burned. That's not fair, Shane, she said, trying that soft, pouty voice. Spare me. Let's just get through this day for the kids. Can you manage that? She bit her lip. I don't know what's eating at you lately, but I'm sorry. All right? Yeah. My voice was dead. Hollow. No kiss. No hand to hold. Just cold space between us. She leaned back, frustrated I wasn't falling for her script. I hope you don't plan to act like this the whole trip, she muttered. I stared out the window, didn't even blink. We spent the day at Disneyland. I made sure the boys had a blast. Barely talked to Kay. Kept it polite for the kids' sake, but inside I was boiling. Caught her texting more than once. Bet it was Dan. After lunch, we rode the bus back. Everyone looked wiped. I glanced over at her. So, good day? I asked. She nodded. Yeah, would have been better if you actually talked to me. I'm still kind of messed up from last night, I said. She shrugged. Maybe you just need some sleep. Maybe, I muttered. Sure, like sleep would make this go away. The rest of the ride was dead quiet. Back in the room, we had a lazy dinner. Then I figured I'd give it one last shot. I walked up and hugged her. Sorry, I've been an idiot. Let's put the kids down early and maybe get close tonight. She smiled soft. I'd love that, babe. But I just got my period. I froze. No way. I remembered her last one. It ended before we even left Pittsburgh. Something felt off. I'm sorry too, I said. I'm gonna lie down for a bit. Cool, she said. I think I'll head down to the pool. Yeah, sure. She grabbed a towel and left. I sat on the edge of the bed and watched the door close. She wasn't going to swim. She was going to him. I set the camera up again and aimed it at the pool. 10 minutes later, there she was. And then Dan showed. Same spot, same chair. They talked, laughed. Then they stood up and left together. This time I got the shot. Clear video, no guessing. They weren't strangers. This wasn't some random meet cute. This was planned. I sat there, stunned. They were headed to his room. I wanted to go full rage mode, break his door down, wreck his face. But I knew how that would end. Jail, cops, kids losing their dad. Then I spotted her purse and phone on the dresser. Still there. I picked it up. Locked, of course, but I knew her well. Tried John's birthday. It opened, went to her texts, and everything fell apart. She'd been messing with Dan for over a year. He was a rep for Acme, showed up at her clinic every few weeks. At first, just fun. Then it got serious. She'd told him she wanted a girl and wanted him to be the dad. She even told him about our trip, invited him to California. Even worse, his wife knew. Open marriage, some weird deal. They'd planned all of this. The pool, meeting, the late nights, me playing clueless babysitter. And tonight was the kickoff. I kept reading. Dan, what are you going to tell your husband? Kay, I'll say I got my period. He won't touch me after that. Dan, he's going to figure it out. Kay, not yet. Dan, he will when you get pregnant. Kay, he still thinks both boys are his. They're not. I did a DNA test a year and a half ago. I'll send it to you. Dan. Damn, then why stay with him? Kay. He pays the bills, he's good with the kids, and the best part? He got snipped after Robert, no risk of a third kid from him. Dan. You know who the real dads are? Kay. Yep, John's dad's an ex. Robert's is the doc who did Shane's vasectomy. I felt sick. I remembered that doctor. He left the clinic years ago. Took a job at some teaching hospital. Dan. You're something else. Hope he never finds out. Kay. He won't. He's soft. If he tries to leave, I'll ruin him. I'll take the boys. He'll be screwed. Dan. Cold. Kay. Coldest. Dan. He didn't say much today. Kay. He's clueless. Probably thinks he's just tired. Dan. We still on for tonight? Kay. Of course. I'll be by the pool like we planned. Dan. How long you staying? Kay. Till 8 a.m. He wants to drag us to some boring museum after. You've got me all night. Dan. See you then. Kay. Later, lover. I sat there shaking, gripping her phone, my jaw tight, my hands numb. Love, gone. What I felt now was hate, hot, bitter, blinding. She lied for years, took my trust, stole my family. I had to see that test. Searched her email. Found a folder called Stuff. There it was. Dated over a year ago. I opened the file, and there it was. Cold facts. She'd swabbed me and both boys somehow, without me even knowing. The results were clear. I wasn't the dad. Not to either of them. At best, they were half-brothers with different dads. I sent the file to my email. Then I kept digging. Years of emails, some from Dan, some from other dudes. They went back 8 years, right after Robert was born. Some were dirty, pics, videos. I sent it all to myself. I checked her purse, found birth control pills, half gone, made no damn sense. I got snipped, so why was she on the pill? And then I found her day planner. Kay writes down everything. A few days before we left, she'd written DK. That had to mean Dan. Same day, stop BC and no S. Took me 2 seconds to get it. She quit the pills and cut me off, saving herself for him. She wanted him to be the dad next time. I took pics of everything, put it all back. Then I stared at her phone. There had to be more. I remembered something from work. We once caught a dev leaking code. We used tracking software, calls, texts, GPS, all of it. I still had access. So yeah, if she wanted war, I was ready. I made a new account and installed remote tracking on her phone. Full access in minutes. I added an app to record and transcribe every call. Not legal, but I didn't care. GPS tracker too. Her phone would ping 24/7. Then I opened my laptop and looked up flights. I was getting the hell out with the boys. Found a flight to Pittsburgh just before midnight, 4.5 hours. With the time change, I had enough to pack, hit LAX, and get through security. By the time Kay came back, we'd be long gone. I called her parents. We were tight. They treated me like their own. Julie picked up. Hi, Mom, I said. Sorry it's late. I need a huge favor. Of course, Shane, she said, calm. Is everything okay out there? Not really. I'm flying home tonight. The boys need to stay with you for a week. I'll explain when I land. Of course they can stay, she said softly. Is something going on with you and Kay? I'll fill you in later. Just please don't say anything to her. Promise? I promise. I hung up, threw my stuff in a suitcase, took 5 minutes. Anger kept me moving. Then I went into the boys' room and shook them awake. Come on, guys, pack up, we're leaving. They sat up, groggy and confused. Why? John asked, rubbing his eyes. It's an emergency, I said. We're going home. You're staying with Grandma and Grandpa. Robert blinked. Where's Mom? John answered before I could. With that Dan guy. I froze. How do you know? She's been texting him all day, Dad. He said, didn't you notice? I thought back. Disneyland. Her face glued to her phone. Yeah, I muttered. Let's go. We packed fast. Before leaving, I wrote a short note and left it on the nightstand. Kay, you weren't here when we woke up. Took the kids out. Might be late. S, no love, no warmth. Just words. Wonder if she'd even notice. I took the boys downstairs, paid the bill, turned in the key. Told the front desk my wife was still in the room, not sure when she'd be back. I hope you enjoyed your stay, the lady said. Yeah, I said flatly. Outside, a shuttle to the airport pulled up. I flagged it down. Driver tossed our bags in, and we rolled out. My ticket checked out. Security was slow, but we made it. On the plane, the boys crashed hard. Me? No sleep. I opened my tablet and started reading up on divorce law in Pennsylvania. No fault state, but infidelity could change the game. It'd be expensive, messy. Odds were I'd still owe child support, but Maybe I'd get out of it with all this proof. Then again, I raised those boys. Part of me didn't even care. Property, split 50/50ths. She'd likely get the house and custody. I'd get weekends maybe, could ask her to buy me out. She'd have to stretch, but she could manage. What I needed now was a damn good lawyer, not some budget hack. A fighter. I texted Cliff, her dad, corporate attorney. Asked if he knew someone who could go to war. I opened the Watcher app. Kay's phone had fully synced. Texts, pics, vids, emails, call logs. I could dig more, but I was done for the night. Still, no way I was letting her and Dan walk free. Dan said he lived in Zanesville. I looked him up. Found an address and a number. Daniel and Alicia King. Since Alicia knew about the affair, I figured she deserved the full picture too. I powered down the tablet, leaned back, closed my eyes. Next thing I knew, the plane was dropping into Pittsburgh. We got off, grabbed our bags, and I called Cliff and Julie. We're back. Heading to your place now. They met us at the door, hugged the boys, let us in. I dropped the bags in the hall. Julie pulled me in tight. "What's going on, sweetie?" she asked. "Thought things were good between you two." "I did too," I said. "But it was all fake." Cliff stepped in. "What do you mean?" I handed him the tablet, DNA test, texts, Dan, everything. Julie gasped. "Oh my God, how could she do this? I really thought she grew out of that crap after marrying you." "Wait, what do you mean?" I asked. Julie sighed. Kay was wild back then, started in high school, got worse in college. You ever seen those spring break girls flashing the crowd? I nodded slowly. "She was one of them," Julie said. "Always chasing new guys. She was even engaged once, but it didn't last. Said they grew apart." "She never told me that." Julie turned to Cliff. "What was his name again?" "Mike. Mike Jacques. High school boyfriend." Julie pulled out an old photo album, flipped a few pages. "Here." There she was, prom night, smiling next to some guy. Mike. My gut sank. He looked just like John. "Julie," I said, holding up the pic. "Tell me that's not John's clone." She stared. "Jesus, yeah, he really does look like him." Cliff nodded. "Could Mike be his real dad?" "Maybe," I said. "Only a test would tell us for sure." "Is he still around?" I asked. Julie nodded. "His family runs a deli. Been here forever. He still works there, far as I know." She jotted down the name and rough address on a scrap of paper. "We'll have to find him," I said to myself. I turned to Cliff. "You know a solid divorce lawyer?" "I do," he said, then paused. "You sure this is what you want?" "Hell yes. She lied for 13 years. Lied about my kids. And now she's screwing some salesman in a hotel room." Cliff sighed. "I get it. You've been nothing but good to her. I've always thought of you as my own. But she's still my daughter. Just promise me something." "What?" "Don't hurt her, not physically." I met his eyes. "I won't, I swear." "Thank you," he said soft. "Also, come to dinner tonight, just us and the boys. We'll talk it out. I'll be there." He handed me a card. "Marion Hawkins, attorney at law." "She's tough," Cliff said. "Help me with a corporate case? Doesn't play games? Call her Monday." "Thanks," I said. "One more thing. Please don't tell Kay I'm back." "Mum's the word," Julie said, firm. I hugged the boys, promised I'd be back later. Then I got in my car and drove to the house I used to call home. It was quiet, empty, cold without them. Every room held a memory, laughing, cooking, cuddling. Now it all felt fake. I went upstairs, looked in the mirror, pale, hollow-eyed, unshaved, broken. "Damn," I muttered. "I look like hell." Brushed my teeth. Dropped into bed, out cold in seconds. I woke up at 1:30, way later than planned. Must have been more wiped than I thought. I got up, washed my face, and hit the bathroom. Good thing it was Sunday. Couldn't do much with a lawyer yet, but I had one big thing to handle. Checked my phone. No texts, no calls. Kay hadn't even tried to reach me. Figures. She probably read my note and went back to cuddling up with Dickwad. After a shower and fresh clothes, I opened the tablet. Her phone had logged a new call. The timestamp matched when she probably saw the note. It went to a 740 number, Zanesville, Dan's turf. I listened to the recording, skimmed the transcript. She was setting up the rest of her day and night with him. GPS showed she was still at the hotel. I pulled up the address for Mike Jacques' deli and took off. Didn't take long to find the place. I walked in and saw a guy behind the counter slicing meat. Bit heavier now, hair thinning, but yeah, it was him. The name tag sealed it. "What can I get you, bud?" he asked with a smile. "Are you Mike Jacques?" I asked. Depends, Mike said, eyeing me. Who's asking? You IRS or something? Nah, nothing like that, I said, smirking. Then yeah, I'm Mike, he said, pulling off his gloves and holding out a hand. And you are? Shane McKnight, I said, shaking his hand. Nice to meet you. Same here, he said. So what brings you in? Couple things, I said. First, do you know Kay Williams? Mike nodded. Yeah, back in high school and college. Heard she got married. She did, I said. To me, 13 years ago. His smile dropped. Damn. I heard you two were engaged? Mike nodded again. Yeah, long time ago. Caught her messing around. She said she'd change, but didn't. You took her to prom, right? I asked. Yep, he said. Feels like forever ago. She was wild back then. I figured she'd settle down eventually. Do you remember seeing her about 11 years ago? His face changed. Yeah. She showed up close to closing one night. Wanted to talk. I thought maybe she was back for me. Then I saw the wedding ring. She said she wanted to make peace, then asked me to get her pregnant. Did she say anything about her husband? I asked. He hesitated. Said he liked it when she messed around. Some kind of Zex game. Sounded off. Yeah, I said. That's not how it was. Didn't think so, he said, glancing at his ring. Doesn't line up with this. You weren't married then? I asked. Nope. Met my wife 6 months after that, Mike said. Did she ever reach out again? Yeah, he said. Came back and said she had a baby boy, Jim or something. John, I said, pulling out my phone. This him? He stared at the screen. Yeah. Damn, he looks just like me at that age. Cute kid. You think I came here to yell or swing on you? I asked. He raised a brow. Aren't you? No, I said, shaking my head. It's too late for that. But I do need a favor. What kind? He asked. I need you to testify, I said. Go on record. Swear what you just told me. Mike paused, then nodded. Yeah, looks like she played us both. I'll testify. Would you do a DNA test? I asked. Confirm if you're his dad. You trying to come after me for child support? He asked, tense. I don't know how this will play out, I said. I'm on the birth cert. I raised him. But who knows what Kay's lawyer will try to pull. He let out a breath. Okay, I'll do it. What do you need? I pulled a swab kit from my jacket. Just need a cheek swab. He opened his mouth. I got the sample, sealed the bag, and tucked it away. There's one more thing, I said. Mike chuckled. What now? A pound of pastrami. I'll pay, I said. He grinned. Man of taste. Ours is the best in the state. So I've heard, I said. He handed me a small slice. Try this. I took a bite. Damn, that's insane. Tell you what, he said. I'll throw in a sandwich on the house. Appreciate it. I haven't eaten all day, I said. He weighed the meat, wrapped the sandwich, and rang me up. I paid for the pastrami. Shane, Mike said, you seem like a solid guy. I'm sorry for all this. Hope it works out for you. Thanks, Mike, for being straight with me, I said. See you around, he said. I nodded and walked out, biting into the sandwich on my way to the car. Back home, I dropped the meat in the fridge and finished the sandwich. Then I grabbed my tablet and checked Kay's phone again. Nothing new. No texts, no calls, not even a, "Where are you?" like we didn't exist. I opened her emails and started from the top again. That's when I found them. Messages from Dr. Winstead, the same guy who did my vasectomy. His words hit hard. I don't want to know anything about the baby, he wrote. Have you talked to your husband like I told you to? Yes, I have, Kay replied. He was fine with it. I told him I've been struggling with Robert, and he said he'd do anything to help. Good, he wrote. I'll handle it myself. Trust me, he won't be able to have kids when I'm done. Then he asked, why don't you want kids with your husband? Her reply made me sick. Really? Have you looked at him? You think I want children with that? I sat there frozen. My wife, the woman I trusted, conspiring with a doctor to sterilize me, making me believe I was doing it for her. Not because we couldn't afford more kids, not because parenting was too hard, because she didn't want my blood in her kids. That cut deeper than anything else. Why the hell did she even marry me? I dug deeper, found more emails, more pics, more videos, all saved to a flash drive for court. Turns out, after Winstead left the clinic, Kay dated at least 5 other guys. All while I was out of town. I didn't travel much, 3, maybe 4 times a year, usually to test software or check on flight systems. Then came Dan. He and his wife were into some kind of alternative lifestyle. They invited Kay, and me to join. Kay told them I'd never go for it. So she just kept the game going behind my back. I leaned back, stunned. How'd I miss all this? Was I that blind? How long would this have kept going if I hadn't found out? And worse, how the hell do I explain this to the boys? Damn her, I muttered. Damn her to hell. I checked the time. Almost dinner. I showered again. I felt dirty just from reading all that. When I got to Cliff and Julie's, I rang the bell. Cliff opened the door. There he is, he said. The boys ran to me, hugging me tight. I held them close. God, I love them. I wish to hell they were mine. We ate together, then sat in the living room. John looked up at me. Dad, he said quietly, are you and Mom getting divorced? I'm afraid so, son, I said. Did I do something bad? He asked, tearing up. No, I said, pulling him in. You and Robert are perfect. I love you both more than anything. Then why? He asked. Don't you love Mom anymore? It's not that simple, I said softly. Sometimes moms and dads have problems that can't be fixed. But I'll always love you. That'll never change. I hugged both of them tight. They knew, even without the details, this was the end of life as they knew it. All right, I said. Why don't you guys head up and get ready for bed? I need to talk to Grandma and Grandpa. Okay, they said quietly, and walked off. Once they were upstairs, I pulled out the tablet. All right, I said. You ready for this? As ready as we can be, Julie said. For the next hour, I showed them everything. Texts, pics, emails, videos. They didn't flinch, but they were furious. She's been doing this the whole marriage, I said. That explains what happened last summer, Julie said quietly. What do you mean? I asked. That week, you were at Edwards? Kay brought the boys over and said she had a coworkers' party. Asked if they could spend the night. We didn't see her again until Sunday. I thought back. That trip had been 5 days. I pulled up the dates, found the emails. Kay, Dan, and Alicia went on a weekend getaway. I showed them the messages. I'm sorry, son, Cliff said. You don't deserve this. You've been a great husband, a great dad. Thanks, Dad, I said. I didn't want to drag you into this, but now you know why I'm done. I took the liberty of calling Marion, Cliff said. She said if you're at her office by 7:30 tomorrow morning, she'll see you right away. Thank you, I said. I'll be there. Bring everything. Emails, bank stuff, all of it. She's the real deal. I'm not going to do anything stupid, I said. What about the biological dads? He asked. I don't know yet, I said quietly. I met Mike today. He was honest. Looks like she fooled him too. I don't know what the right move is. What about Winstead? Julie asked. I've seen him around the country club, Cliff said. Cocky prick. I'd love to see you take him down, I laughed. Same here. I looked at the clock. Still a lot to do. I should go, I said. Mind if I say goodnight to the boys? Of course not, Julie said, giving me a soft smile. I went upstairs. The boys were in bed, still awake. I love you guys, I said, hugging them tight. I'll see you soon, okay? Love you too, Dad, John said. Night, Dad, Robert mumbled. I kissed their foreheads, whispered goodnight, then headed downstairs. Thanks again, I said to Cliff and Julie. Anytime, Cliff said. You're not alone in this, Julie added. Back home, I dumped the pastrami in the fridge, finished the last bite of my sandwich, then got to work. I gathered all our financial docs, bank statements, credit reports, tax files, everything, printed copies. I added them to a folder with the worst emails, backed up all the pics and videos to a flash drive, checked Kay's phone one last time. Still nothing, not even a message asking about the kids. That hit harder than I expected. Next morning, Monday, I got up early. No missed calls, no texts, nothing. I showered, shaved, got dressed, and drove to Marion Hawkins's office. Walked in right at 7:30. Mr. McKnight? She asked, opening the door. Just Shane, I said. You must be Marion. Mrs. Hawkins, she corrected with a small smile. But Marion's fine. Your father-in-law told me you'd be coming. He said you were the best, I replied. I am, she said, no hesitation. Secretary won't be here for another 30, so let me grab us some coffee. Sounds good, I said. She brewed 2 cups, then led me into her office. All right, Marion said, settling in. Cliff says you're ready to file for divorce, true? Yeah, I said, I am. Then let's start at the top, she said. Tell me everything. I did. No edits. I handed over the DNA test, emails, texts, photos, videos, the full mess. And your wife hasn't reached out since you left California? She asked. Not once, I said. No text, no call. That's bad. For her, she said, raising a brow. Courts don't like disappearing moms. You said you know who the real dads are? She asked. I've talked to one. His name's Mike, I said. All right, she said. Here's the thing. Divorce isn't about fairness. It's about money. Most of the time, moms get custody and dads pay support, sometimes spousal support too. Property usually gets split 50-50. If she keeps the house, you may get bought out. Even if I'm not their real father? I asked. You raised them for 10 years, Marion said. Courts care about that. But we can still fight. She flipped through the file. You said the younger one's real father is Dr. Winstead? She asked. Yeah, I said. Same guy who did my vasectomy. She paused, then looked up. Your son's name is Robert? She asked. I nodded. Then it hit me. That witch, I muttered. She named him after his real dad. And she pushed you into getting sterilized? Marion asked. She did, and he did the surgery himself. That might be big, she said, jotting notes. Let me sit on that. She wrote for a minute, then looked back at me. I'll file for joint legal custody. She'll probably get physical custody, but I'll ask for the bare minimum in support. I'll also request a buyout clause for your half of the house and no spousal support. Will the court force counseling? I asked. Maybe, she said. Some judges do that by default. Would you be willing? No, I said flatly. She lied since day one. Lied about the kids, the surgery, everything. There's nothing left to fix. Fair enough, Marion said. But just be prepared in case it comes up. I nodded. What about more DNA tests? I asked. You've already got her test, but doing your own can't hurt, she said. It backs up your claim. She walked me through a few more details, gave me a list of things to do, financial protections, account changes, everything. Then she looked me dead in the eye. When do you want to serve the petition? She asked. ASAP, I said. She's still booked at that hotel through Friday? Marion asked. Yeah, but she could fly back any time. She doesn't know I left. Good, she said. We'll hit her the moment she lands. If you find out when she's coming back, call me. If I don't pick up, leave a voicemail. Then she leaned back. And in the meantime, don't do anything stupid. Let me handle this. Your job now is staying sane. For your boys. I got it, I said quietly. Thanks, Marion. Anything else you want to cover today? She asked. No, I think that's it. Then just keep me updated, she said. I will, I said. How much do I owe you? She told me, not cheap. I winced, but pulled out the checkbook and paid. We said goodbye. I walked out feeling steadier, still pissed, still heartbroken. But now I had a plan. On the way home, I stopped at the bank, did everything she told me. Pulled half the cash from our joint account, opened a new one in my name, paid off our shared credit cards, closed all but one new card for me, shut down the 1K used. She was done writing on my name. By the time I got home, it was almost 11, 8 a.m. in California. If she was going to call, it'd be soon.
A little past 8 a.m., I walked into the hotel room. Silence. No kids, no Shane, no sound at all. The beds, made. Every toy, every piece of clothing, gone. I ran to the bedroom. His stuff, gone too. The note from Saturday still sat on the dresser like a big fat middle finger. He knew. I called him, fingers trembling. Yeah? Shane answered, cold as ice. Shane, it's me. Where are you? Are the boys okay? What's going on? I asked, barely holding it together. What's going on? Shane snapped. You really asking me that after 36 damn hours of silence? I didn't know what to say, I said fast. I knew they were safe with you, and you hate your phone. Bullshit, he cut in. You were too busy screwing Dan to notice we were gone. Don't play dumb. You ain't good at it. That's not fair, I protested. Fair? Shane barked. You want to talk fair now? After lying to my face for years? I know, Kay. All of it. I froze. No, what? I whispered. The DNA test, dumbass, Shane said through gritted teeth. The boys, not mine, not even close. And I know exactly who their real daddies are. You lied. You plotted. You robbed me of a family. Shane, please, listen, you don't understand. I tried, desperate. No, you don't understand, Shane snapped. You threw away everything. You pissed on our marriage. For what? A side piece and a couple fake smiles? I didn't mean for any of this, I said, my voice cracking. Too late, Shane said sharply. I've already seen a lawyer. Divorce is in motion. I'm done. No, Shane, please, I don't want a divorce. I can fix this, I begged. You don't get to fix crap, Shane shot back. You broke it, you shattered it, and I'm done picking up your mess. Please, just let me come home. We can sit down, talk like adults, I pleaded again. There's not a single thing I want to hear from you, he said coldly. The room's paid till Friday. After that, you're on your own. Joint cards, canceled. You still got your personal one for now? Don't do this, please, I started. Screw you, Kay, Shane said and hung up. I stared at the phone, thinking about calling back, but screw it. The more I thought about his words, the more pissed I got. Yeah, I'd cheated, a lot. Always had a wild side. Thought marriage might fix it. Stayed faithful for 2 whole years, then got knocked up by my ex, Mike. Never really wanted Shane's kids. He wasn't ugly, but no Brad Pitt either. After John was born, I went back to sneaking around, hooked up with Dr. Winstead and got pregnant again. Named the baby Robert, after his real dad, who didn't want anything to do with him. Winstead even convinced Shane to get snipped. I talked Shane into it easy. He bought all my bullshit. After Robert, I kept my side guys low-key, just careful enough so Shane wouldn't catch on. Figured I'd be fine as long as he stayed clueless. Then Mac showed up. Not his real name, but that's what everyone calls him. Slept together a couple times before he started paying real good cash for favors. Some of that crap was illegal, but Mac always said if I kept my cool, nothing bad would happen. Saved up a nice stack of cash, just in case Shane decided to bolt. Eventually got DNA tests proving neither kid was Shane's. Felt pretty good about that. Kept the papers handy, figured they'd come in useful someday. Didn't give a damn how Shane would react. Thought he'd just suck it up, like always. But Shane flipped the hell out. We'd been through worse crap before, and he'd always backed down. Didn't expect him to go through with the divorce. Then Friday, he called me a hoe straight to my face. Yeah, maybe I am one, but who the hell does he think he is? I'll show him what a real hoe can do. Started planning my next move, then panic kicked in. If Shane actually knew everything, I could end up locked up. I scrolled through my contacts and dialed the number.
I'd just hung up with Kay. Her fake sympathy, her lies, I was done. I waited a few minutes, then checked the tracking app I'd installed on her phone Saturday night. Our call had synced, audio and transcript. As I scrolled through the log, I saw a new call. Pittsburgh number. Didn't recognize it. I checked her contacts. It was saved under the name Mac. I waited until the call ended. Gave the app time to sync the new file. About 30 minutes later, both the audio and transcript popped up. I printed the transcript, sat at my desk, hit play. McGregor, a man said. Mac, it's me. Kay, she said. Hey, Kay, he said. How's Callie, soaking up that sun? Yeah, fun, she said, but we've got a problem. Shane knows, she said bluntly. He knows everything. Damn, Mac said. We talked about this, she snapped. You know what needs to be done. You sure? He asked. Absolutely, it's got to be Thursday night. Why Thursday? 2 reasons, she said. First, I'm sending him something tonight. He'll see it tomorrow. It'll break him. He won't fight back. Second, I'm out here till Friday. If I know him, he'll hit me with divorce papers the second I land. Divorce? He asked. Yeah. He found out about Dan. He's getting ready. What are you sending him? He thinks I'm a hoe. I'm going to show him just how bad I really am. Mac laughed. Well, you are a hoe, right? She giggled. Yeah, but he doesn't know how bad it gets. So, Thursday night, he confirmed. And you want it to look like a break-in? Exactly. You've done this before. He got a tool in the house? No, he wanted one. I said no. Good. What about the kids? I don't want them hurt, she said. But there can't be witnesses. You get me? Yeah, I got you. What's in it for me? He asked. He's got a $1 million life insurance plan. His job adds another $500,000. I'll give you $100,000. Max scoffed. That's a lot of risk. Make it $250,000 and we've got a deal. She paused. Okay. So let me get this straight, he said. You want me to eliminate your husband, maybe the kids too, for $250,000 Thursday night, make it look like a robbery? Yes, and I want you to do it. No outsiders, no screw-ups. There's a lot riding on this, he said. But when you get back, I want to celebrate. She laughed. We'll celebrate D-Day together. D-Day? The day Shane dies. They both laughed. I gotta go, she said. I won't call again till I'm back. I'll play the grieving widow. No one will know. I'll text when it's ready, he said. Can't wait, she replied. Later, he said. Then the call ended. I sat there, shaking. She wanted me dead. Maybe the boys, too, for money, for freedom. I sent the files to Marion, then I called her. She picked up on the second ring. Marion Hawkins, she said. It's Shane. I sent you 2 files, audio and transcript. Kay and a guy named McGregor. They're planning to eliminate me, Thursday night. What? She gasped. Are you serious? Dead serious. Listen to the tape. Read the file. How'd you get this? I'll explain later, I said. I just wrapped a case. I'm heading into the office now. Meet me there. I'm clearing my schedule, calling the DA and my PI. I'm on my way, I said, grabbing my laptop, tablet, and the printed transcript. When I got there, Marion was already in her office with 2 guys. Shane, come in, she said, waving me inside. She shut the door. This is Bill Rollins, my PI, and this is Ryan Jacobs, assistant DA. Mr. McKnight, Ryan said, how'd you get the recording? I installed a tracker on her phone. Texts, emails, calls. It syncs to the cloud. It's all backed up. Was the phone in your name? He asked. Yes, I pay the bill. The line's mine, I said. And I don't use it for shady stuff. Would you swear to that under oath? Hell yes, I said. You can have full access. I'll talk to my supervisor, Ryan said. Do you know who this Mac guy is? Not exactly, I said, but I know they had something a while back. I've seen the emails. He sent pics and videos. Show me, Ryan said. I connected to Marion's Wi-Fi, logged in, and opened the archive. In the stuff folder, I pulled up one of the emails. It had a video attached. We watched. His face came into view. Crap, Bill muttered. I know that guy. Who is he? I asked. Alfred McGregor. He's a captain with Pittsburgh PD. You sure? Ryan asked. 100%. Ryan leaned in. Yeah, I think you're right. Can you print this? He asked Marion. She nodded and printed a color copy. Ryan turned to me. Can I get full access? Absolutely, I said. He logged into the network, and I gave him real-time credentials. We need to consider putting Shane in protective custody, Ryan said. No, Marion snapped. He's got kids. Locking him away makes him a target. McGregor would find him faster. I've got 2 guys I can spare to watch him, Bill said. Do it, Marion ordered. Ryan turned to me. Any idea why they want you gone so bad? I opened my laptop and pulled up the emails between Kay and McGregor. I don't know what this means, I said, but I found it digging through her inbox. Marion and Ryan scrolled through the emails. Ryan's eyes went wide. Holy crap, he muttered. What is it? Marion asked, leaning in. We've been working with the DEA on a major black market pill case, Ryan said. They've been chasing leads for months. No luck. He looked at me. Where does your wife work again? She's a nurse at a private clinic here in town, I said. Ryan's jaw tightened. You think she's part of it? I asked. He nodded slowly. These emails suggest she might be the source, he said. And it looks like McGregor's involved too. If she thinks you're about to uncover this, maybe that's why she wants you gone. He turned to Marion. You sure you don't want to reconsider protective custody? No, Marion said sharply. That just makes it easier for McGregor to track him. I want him in cuffs. It's not that easy, Ryan said. He's a police captain. We'll need IA, have to go through channels. It takes time. We don't have time, Marion snapped. By the time you finish paperwork, Shane could be dead. McGregor's supposed to hit Thursday night, I added. Now that's less than 3 days. What do you want me to do? Ryan asked. Call your boss, Marion said. He's probably still at lunch, Ryan said. No, he's not, Marion replied. He's walking to his car right now. Call him speakerphone. Ryan sighed, took out his phone, and dialed. Giles, a man answered. Boss, it's Ryan Jacobs. I'm with Marion Hawkins and her client. We've got a situation. Can it wait? I just left lunch, Giles said. No, it can't, Marion cut in. We've got proof a police captain is tied to a homicide for hire plot and pill trafficking, Ryan said. Who? Giles McGregor, Ryan said. Al McGregor? No way, Giles said. He's one of our top guys. We've got a phone call and a stack of emails, Ryan said. Damn, Giles muttered. You already said that, Marion snapped. Now what are you going to do? Giles let out a breath. All right, Ryan, let Jenkins handle your other files. You're full-time on this now. Build me a solid case in 48 hours. Got it, Ryan said. Keep it quiet. I'll tell IA. I'll loop in the chief. We'll handle it fast. That's a start, Marion said. But if anything happens to Shane or his boys, I'll make sure you're not re-elected, Giles. Understood, Giles said. I'll take care of it. You'd better, Marion replied. Ryan ended the call and stood. First thing, we need a warrant for your wife's arrest, he said. She's flying back Friday, I said. Good. I'll call California PD. They'll grab her at the airport. Need my contact info? I asked. He nodded. I wrote down my number and address. He pocketed the paper. One more thing, he said. We'll need to search your house. I'll get a warrant and let you know. Understood, I said. Ryan shook my hand and left. Marion looked at me. Well, she said, your divorce just got a little more complicated. You think? I said, then sighed. Sorry, I'm just pissed. I'd be too, she said. So, custody and the house? She can't pay support from jail, I said. Probably not, she agreed. We'll figure it out. For now, go be with your boys. I will, I said. Just then, Bill came back in. You got a security system? He asked. Yeah, just a basic alarm, I said. Window bars? No? You should think about it, he said. And an armored door. I know a guy. You can pull it all out later. Okay, I said. Even slowing him down helps. I'll post one guy outside, one inside, Bill said. And I'll send someone to dig into McGregor's place. He knows me, so I won't go myself. Got it, I said. I'm heading to see the boys anyway. No problem. Just keep your eyes open, he said. I will, I said. As I stood to leave, Marion looked at me. If Kay or McGregor contacts you, day or night, you call me. I promise, I said. Before going home, I stopped by Cliff and Julie's for dinner. Long day. Just the start, really. Julie had lasagna in the oven. While I ate, Cliff sat beside me. What's the latest? He asked. I told him everything. The call, the hit, the threat to me and the boys. He just shook his head. They're safe here, he said. You got a tool? No, I said. Kay never let me buy one. Said she didn't trust them. Bullshit, he muttered, and stood up. He came back a few minutes later with a 12-gauge rifle. You know how to use this? He asked. Yeah, I said. Marine Corps. My dad had the same model. Good, he said. It's loaded with rock salt. Won't eliminate, but it'll hurt like hell. Take it. What about you? I got 2 more, he grinned. Plus an AR-15. We're good. Thanks, Cliff, I said. Anytime, he replied. Then his face got serious. Look, son, I'm real sorry about all this. It's not your fault, I said. You didn't make her do any of it. I just don't know how to explain this to the boys. Explain what, Dad? John said from the doorway. I looked up, waved John over, and pulled him into a hug. John, I said, I've never lied to you. I won't start now. You might hear some ugly stuff about your mom soon. She cheated on you, didn't she? He asked. I nodded. How the hell do you tell a 10-year-old his mom betrayed you? Yes, son, she did, I said quietly. I hate her, he cried, tears running down his face. No, buddy, don't say that, I said, rubbing his back. Yeah, she did something awful, but she's still your mom. But you hate her, he said. I can tell. I sighed. It's different, I said. What she did to hurt me. But if she hurt you, doesn't that mean she hurt me and Robbie too? He was right. I didn't know what to say to that. She's hurting all of us, I said. She might not get it now, but one day she will. He wrapped his arms tight around me and buried his face in my shoulder. I held him. I love you, son, I whispered. I love you too, Daddy, he said. We stayed like that for a while. Then my phone buzzed. Ryan's number. We're ready to search your house, Mr. McKnight, he said when I answered. Thanks, Ryan. I'm on my way. I gently set John down. Robert had wandered in too. I hugged them both, kissed their heads, and said goodbye. Cliff shook my hand at the door. Julie hugged me tight. Keep us posted, she said. With the rifle in my trunk, I left. When I got home, Bill's crew was just wrapping up. They'd finished installing iron window bars and armored doors. The lead guy handed me the keys. I signed the paperwork and charged it to my card. The bars actually didn't look bad. I wasn't sure if I'd keep them after this was over. Inside, I walked into the office, unloaded the rifle, and leaned it against the wall. Left the barrel open, shells locked in the drawer. Not long after, Ryan pulled up with a team. One of the men flashed a badge, DEA. Ryan showed me the search warrant, then they got to work, careful not to mess things up. About an hour in, someone upstairs shouted, "Boss, found something!" Ryan and I went up to Kay's old craft room. Closet door was wide open. The sewing shelf had been moved. Behind it, two big metal lockboxes hidden in a cutout in the wall. You know about this? Ryan asked. No idea, I said. I never came in here. It was her space. He pulled on gloves and opened one box. Inside, pill bottles, foil packets, medical samples. Acme Medical, Ryan read aloud. That's the company her boyfriend works for, right? Yeah, I said. The DEA agent checked the labels. Schedule 2, he said. Real serious stuff. We'll need to check out her clinic, Ryan said, then opened the second box. Stacks of $100 bills. He counted fast. Roughly $120K, he said. Then he pulled an envelope. Inside, bank records. A hidden savings account with another $150K. Deposit history showed she'd been moving the money in small chunks for over a year. She was structuring it, Ryan said. You know anything about this? Not a thing, I said. He handed the boxes to a tech for prints. Then he opened a desk drawer, more files, and a mailbox key. He bagged the key and looked at me. This room is now a crime scene, he said. We'll seal it once we finish. No one touches it. Understood, I said. If McGregor moved any of this across state lines, we're going federal. What about him? I asked. If we get his prints in here, it's a done deal, Ryan said. We'll see what turns up. You stay sharp. Call us if anything happens. I will, I said. A couple hours later, most of the team packed up and left. Just Bill and one of his guys stayed behind. Bill walked over. My guy tailed McGregor to a mailbox store. He dropped off a lunch bag. 10 minutes later, another guy picked it up. We got photos, the boxes registered to McGregor. You tell Ryan? I asked. Yep, before he left. I shook my head. Why would a cop throw his whole life away for this? I've got a theory, Bill said, but I need more time. Then he waved a guy over. Shane, this is Peter Green. He's staying here tonight and going wherever you go. I've got another guy watching the outside. I shook Peter's hand. Lean build, quiet, the type that notices everything. He's ex-Navy SEAL, Bill said. If something goes down, do what he says, got it? Got it, I said. Good, I'll check in later. Call me if anything changes. He left. I motioned to Peter. Have a seat, man, I said. I made some coffee and ordered pizza for the two of us. We ate, watched TV, and swapped stories. Peter was quiet at first, but turned out to be a decent guy. Around 9 p.m., I checked Kay's phone activity. Still nothing. I grabbed the rifle, made sure Peter was set, and went to bed. At 4:15 a.m., my tablet buzzed. New email. I sat up, wiped my eyes, and opened it. It was from Dan. Short message. Play the video. I hit play. Kay was already in the middle of it, with more than one guy. A lot more. I scrubbed back to the start. She leaned into the camera. What do you think of your hooker wife now, a-hole? She said. You like this? I hope so. You'll be dead by Friday. Mac's coming to end you. Then I'll take your insurance money and party for the rest of my life. Whoever, whenever. She gave the camera 2 middle fingers. Screw you and your stupid family trip. Then she laughed like it was all some big joke. I sat there frozen. Then I forwarded the video to Marion and called her right away. She picked up on the first ring. Morning, Shane, she said, groggy. Everything okay? No, I said. Kay just sent me a video. It's sick, but in it she admits she's setting me up. Wait, what? Marion said, suddenly alert. I sent it to your email. I'll look now, she said. Be here at 7:30 if you can. I'll be there, I said. Couldn't sleep after that. I got up, showered, shaved, dressed. When I came downstairs, Peter was already up, watching the news. You want coffee? I asked. Yeah, thanks, he said. I made breakfast since it was still early. We ate at the table with the news on. I've got to meet my lawyer, I said. You're riding with me, right? Yeah, Peter said. That's the plan. You need to clean up or anything? Already did, he said. I poured us 2 coffees to go, grabbed my keys, and we headed out. At Marion's office, she was already inside. Ryan and Bill were there too. Morning, Shane, Marion said, waving me in. Morning, I said, then looked at Ryan. You look rough. Haven't slept, he muttered. We watched the video, Marion said. What she says. That's a confession. Looks like one to me, Ryan said. And she threatens the kids. What did your boss say? I asked. He's on board, Ryan said. Warrant for Kay went to LA County last night. Feds got Dan's warrant too. Both are being picked up this morning. My team's working on extradition. That was fast, I said. We don't wait when kids are in danger, Ryan said. Thanks to Bill and DEA, we're also moving on McGregor. Cops should be at his place now. You think he'll go quietly? I asked. Probably not, Ryan said. But we're ready. Why'd he even do this? I asked, shaking my head. He's a cop. He's broke, Bill cut in. Divorced, buried in court debt. He needed fast cash. Ryan checked his watch. I gotta go, he said. The feds are hitting local clinics today, and Dan's getting hit hard. He looked at me. Call if anything changes. I will, and thanks, I said, shaking his hand. After Ryan left, Marion looked at me. This changes your divorce case, she said. No judge is giving her custody now. If she ends up in prison, your chances go way up. Should we still file? I asked. Let's wait a bit, she said. If she's locked up, we'll have more leverage, but we still need to deal with the real dads. What do we know? I asked. I checked on Mike Jacques, Marion said. No assets, nothing to go after. She leaned forward. But Winstead? Whole different story. You think we can get something from him? I asked. I can try, she said. Start the paperwork, maybe settle before court. Do it, I said. Good, go home. Get some rest. I'll be in touch, she said. I nodded, stood up, and Peter followed me out without a word.
I woke up to loud banging. Thought it was in my head at first, until I realized it was the damn door. I glanced at the clock. 5:30 a.m. Who the hell's knocking this early? I muttered, shaking Dan awake. He groaned, threw on his robe, and shuffled to the door. Police, open up! Someone shouted. Well, there's your answer. But why? Dan opened the door, and boom, they rushed in. Big guys. 2 grabbed him, slammed him against the wall, and cuffed him like it was nothing. I sat there frozen. 2 more came toward me. One leaned in close. UK McKnight? He asked. Yeah, I mumbled, still groggy. Get up, you're under arrest. Arrested? I pulled the blanket up. For what? Conspiracy to commit homicide and illegal trafficking of controlled substances, he said. Now move. I'm not dressed, I said, voice low. He waved over 2 female cops. They grabbed some clothes from the closet. The men turned around while the women tossed me jeans, underwear, socks, a t-shirt. I dressed fast. Nightshirt off, jeans on, pulled on the boots. No time to think. They cuffed me, read my rights. I glanced around. Dan was already gone. What about my phone? I asked. One woman grabbed it off the dresser, slipped it into her jacket. They marched me outside, flashing lights. I got stuffed into the back of a cop car, one officer beside me, another up front. No one said a word the whole ride. At the station, they processed me, took my picture. I felt exposed, like meat on display. Can I make a call? I asked. The cop pointed at an old desk phone. Can I use mine? I tried. She didn't even blink. It's evidence. Use that. Took me a second to dig Shane's number out of my memory. Guess I'd been too used to just tapping his damn name. My hands were shaking, but I finally punched it in. He picked up fast. 2 rings. What? He snapped, voice like ice. Shane. Baby, it's me, I said, barely holding it together. No crap, he muttered. What the hell do you want? I got arrested, I choked out. There was a pause. Then came the venom. Yeah, that's what happens when you try to eliminate your husband and kids, he said, calm but cruel. By the way, they're scooping up your little boyfriend too this morning. Say hi to Mac for me. My stomach dropped. Mac swore we were in the clear, swore nobody would trace it back. Please, Shane, I whispered. I need help. I got no one else. He let out a short laugh. Cold. Nasty. Yeah, you need help all right. Maybe you'll find some behind bars. Then, sharp and final. Rot in there, witch. Click. Dead air. I stood there staring at the phone, frozen. Then I handed it back to the cop at the desk. How long am I stuck here? I asked. Can I get bail or something? No bail set, she said. You're being held for extradition to Pittsburgh. Oh, damn, I whispered. What about the guy who came in with me? Dan King? She typed a few things. Didn't even look up. He's getting sent to Columbus. Federal charges. That's it, I thought. I'm screwed. They walked me to my cell. Cold concrete bench, nothing else. I sat down, back to the wall, just staring at nothing. Couldn't believe how quick it all crashed.
I just hung up on Kay and laughed. I couldn't believe her nerve. After plotting to have me and the boys eliminated, she still thought I'd help her? Let her rot. I didn't care. In that moment, I hated her more than I'd ever hated anyone. Talk about nerve, I muttered. Peter glanced over as I drove. Yeah, he said, nodding. We pulled into the driveway and went inside. I checked Kay's phone out of habit. Nothing. So I called the hotel, told them the situation, and asked them to pack her stuff and ship it back. Later, we were in the living room watching TV. A few minutes in, Peter's phone rang. He stepped outside to answer. When he came back, his face was tight. Turn on the news, he said. I flipped to the local station. A reporter stood outside a building. Captain Alfred McGregor, a decorated officer, was shot and eliminated early this morning, she said. Police say it happened during an attempted arrest connected to a pill trafficking case. More details will be shared at today's press conference. My phone rang. It was Bill. You see the news? He asked. Yeah, I said. What happened? Word is, Bill said. McGregor opened fire the second they knocked. Cop shot back. He didn't make it. So I'm safe now? I asked. Let's not assume, Bill said. Peter should stay with you through the week. I doubt McGregor had help, but I want to be sure. Works for me, I said. Good. Talk soon, he said, then hung up. I looked at Peter. Guess you're stuck with me a bit longer. Need anything? I'm good, he said. But thanks. I leaned back and let out a breath. For the first time in weeks, I felt like I could breathe. Later that day, we went to see the boys. After dinner, I told them what had happened. So, Mom's going to jail? John asked. Looks like it, I said. Probably for a long time. He didn't say much after that. I could see it in his face. He was still trying to wrap his head around everything. I knew the road ahead wouldn't be easy. Being a single dad is hard enough. But now they grow up knowing their mom was behind bars. Good thing for Cliff and Julie. They loved those boys like their own. The rest of the week flew by. For once, I didn't feel like I had to sleep with one eye open. On Wednesday, Marion called. Kay's back in Pittsburgh, she said. Court hearings Thursday. I'll be there, I told her. Thursday morning, I walked into the courtroom. They brought Kay in wearing orange, wrists and ankles shackled, waist chained. She looked like a ghost. The judge didn't waste time. Bail denied, he said. She broke down crying as they took her away. Later, her public defender approached me. She wants to know if you'll bring the boys to see her. They said no, I said coldly. And I'm not changing their minds. Friday, Marion called again. Divorce papers are ready, she said. You want to be there when we serve her? I do, I said. They dragged her in, shackled like the criminal she is. Ankles clinking, wrists locked, orange jumpsuit hanging off her like a warning sign. She still had the audacity to smile at me. Weak, pitiful, like we were still us. I didn't blink. A bailiff stepped up. Kay, McKnight? Yeah, she said, voice dry and cracked. He shoved the divorce packet into her hands. She clutched it like it could save her. I dropped a pen on the table with a sharp click. Sign it, I said, voice dead flat. Sign the freaking papers, you lying witch, she winced. Do I get anything? I laughed once, sharp, humorless. What the hell do you deserve, huh? You think you get a prize after blowing up my life? She kept quiet, smart for once. Can I see the boys? She whispered. I leaned in slow. They don't even ask about you. You're a ghost, a stain. They're better off pretending you never existed. She tried to hold back tears. And Mac? He's dead, I snapped. And I hope his face haunts you every second till you drop. She opened her mouth. I didn't mean... Shut the F up, I barked. You don't get to cry now. You chose this. You torched everything, lied, cheated. You made me doubt my own damn kids. Do you get that? You broke something in me I'll never get back. I'm sorry, she choked out. Please, Shane, I loved you. I slammed my fist on the table. Hard enough, the bailiff took a step forward. You don't say that word to me. You don't know what love is. You're poison in human skin, she cried like she still had a soul. Now pick up that pen with those shaking little hands and sign every page my lawyer marked. Now. She signed, crying, sniffling, silent after that. When she was done, I grabbed the packet and handed it off. Thanks, the bailiff said. We'll file them this afternoon. I stared at her one last time. I got one question. She wiped her nose. What? Why? She looked at me, eyes red, hollow. Because I could, because no one stopped me. I nodded slowly. Yeah, and now look at you. In cuffs, in chains, pissing in a metal toilet while the world moves on. I'm not evil, she said quietly. I stood up, looked her dead in the face. You're worse than evil, you're freaking nothing, she gasped, reaching for some last scrap of humanity. You know what I look forward to? I said, voice ice. One day walking past your grave and unzipping my fly. That's the only goodbye you'll get. She broke. Loud, messy sobs echoing off the concrete walls. I didn't care. I raised both middle fingers. Rot in hell, Kay. And I walked the hell out. Didn't look back. Didn't feel a thing.